You hate to see it. Notice of end of sales. A game delisted. We got news yesterday from the Steam store that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection is going to be discontinued on Steam. But that was just for Japan. Now, there's been some outlets who reached out to Konami like, hey, what's going on? Is this going to extend beyond Japan, other regions? And a lot of people were freaking out yesterday. Like, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. And then we got word from Konami that, no, it's just Japan. And then everybody was like, whew, okay, that's good. What's wrong with you? You don't care about Japan? You don't care about the people who may possibly in the future in Japan want to, buy this game on Steam and they no longer can? The one thing that's fine is that, hey, not that it is fine, but the game's delisted. If you're in Japan, you have a Japanese account, you bought the game, you could still play it, you could still play online, but nobody in the future can buy this game. And that sucks balls. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. Delisted games suck. The Cowabunga collection, it's got to be a nightmare as far as like licensing and all that kind of stuff in Japan. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But that can happen anywhere. That's the point. It can happen with tons of different games, can happen in any region around the world. It doesn't freaking matter. And this is why I scream about it. I love physical games. Do I own digital games and digital media? No, I don't. But do I have access to them? Yeah. I don't own them because you could lose it. Like, we've talked about this a lot with certain things, Crunchyroll crap, PlayStation, all these things that people have lost access to. So I think when you have something digital that you spend money on, there's no real ownership there. You're just essentially, you're given a right to utilize it until they decide that you no longer have that right. Licensing issues, whatever the case may be. I get a lot of people who agree with me, and then I get a lot of people who are just like, I don't want shelves full of, shit, tons of stuff. And I get it, man. If it doesn't, bring joy, get rid of it, I guess. But this kind of thing, it just sucks balls, man. Cowabunga collection, it's an awesome set of games, 13 games, classic, arcade, console, handheld games of, Konami Ninja Turtle games. Pretty awesome stuff. Online play, lots of extras. I think it was a sweet collection. But this kind of future just sucks, man. When you go to delistedgames.com, and I highly recommend, if this is something that intrigues you, go through this and look at the games that the access is no longer there as far as legit access. You can go to the games, go to search all games or by platform or whatever. Right here, I'm just looking at current systems that are out. And yeah, like when you go through this list, the older consoles that had online shops, there's way more games that have been delisted. But just to see current generation hardware have delisted games is freaking nuts. A lot of this stuff, granted, I've never heard of most of these games. Some of them I have, as far as looking at the Xbox games here. But what about somebody discovers one of these games in the future? Say Omori, which is actually a popular game. I'm familiar with that one. Omori's delisted on the Xbox Series X. It was on Game Pass at one point. And I believe down here it says it was delisted on June 30th, 2023. So not even a year ago. And that was after it was removed from Game Pass. The reason for the platform-specific delisting is unknown. One possibility for its delisting is that Amocat's publishing license with Microsoft expired and Omori was removed from Game Pass and is yet to be renewed. That is crazy, dude. Like, so now it's like, okay, if you only had an Xbox and you wanted to play this game, and you don't have a PC, you don't have a Switch, you don't have PS4, different options to play this game. You just have an Xbox. You see somebody on YouTube or Twitch playing this game. You're like, holy crap, that looks awesome. Let me grab this game. Well, you can't, dude. You can't. It doesn't exist. It's delisted, right? The only good thing there is there are other options. But like I said, if you only have one option, it sucks. If it's released, man, these kind of things, it just, that's why, man. Physical copies of games, especially stuff that I really care about, like, I just got to have the physical copy. And I hate when games get released and there's no physical copy, because then you're limited. Like, do I go ahead and pay this price for a digital release game that is it going to follow me with every console? If you buy it on Steam, it's going to follow you on your PCs, but console game, it's a whole different, separate thing. Console gaming, there's no guarantee that your digital library is going to follow you. There's no, with physical, it's the same thing. There's no guarantee that your physical games are going to follow you, but you can keep those physical games, keep the hardware, hope that you can keep those digital games for as long as you can, and that nothing weird happens, that you lose your account or you get banned for some reason. You lose all these things that you bought and downloaded. I don't know, man. Or servers go down and you didn't have a game downloaded and you can no longer access it. It's just a crazy thought to me, but it's the way we're going. Like, you guys wanted that. That's what people wanted. And that's what's going to happen, is like this all digital future is coming. Look at the Nintendo Switch. A lot of these I was not even aware of, like these hamster, the ACA Neo Geo games. I didn't know that the Neo Geo Cup 98 was delisted, that Super Sidekicks was delisted. I didn't know that. Look at this. The Alchemist and the Mysterious Painting delisted. Bakugan delisted. Bill and Ted, I knew that one was delisted. The Excellent Retro Collection, almost, is that one a big loss? Maybe to some. I bought a physical copy when I heard that game was being delisted, and limited run games was not, like, it's just gone. We're getting rid of this crap. We no longer have a licensed game. Is over. That's it. So that game's delisted. Sure, you could play those games, on the, what was the collection? Was it the NES and then like Game Boy game or something? I don't remember. I remember buying the digital copy just so I could do a video because it was like $7, but it was just kind of a joke. But then at the end of the day, what if somebody wants to revisit that? Hey, we got emulation, dude. That's the one thing that saves a lot of this, is emulation and people backing this stuff up. Selfish, very selfish reasons. We want access. Is it about this historical significance about Bill and Ted's Excellent Retro Collection? Or is it like, 100 years in the future, are they going to be studying that game in school? No, nobody's going to give a shit about it at all. But right now, we want access to everything. We're selfish. I'm selfish, just being honest. Cooking Mama, Cookstar, delisted. Yeah, there's so many games. Look at this. Some of these were stupid. These were Nintendo specific things, like the Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. And then you had like the Mario 3D All-Stars, stuff like that. Oh, it's a limited time thing. Bullshit. Friday the 13th, it's licensing stuff. Man, like this is a long list. There's like 3 pages for the Minecraft Switch edition was delisted. Story mode season 2, the complete, like, all these things. Killer Queen Black, it'll do too. Like, I'm familiar with a lot of this stuff. Neo Turf Masters, why are these games delisted? Pac-Man 99, I know I did a video on that one. Oh my god, like, this is stupid. Like, you just, future people, like, now, not future people decades, but I'm talking about now. Somebody who learns of a game, I can't play it anymore. Can't get it digitally. Just have to hope that some of these games are released physically, right? What about PS5? Oh, there's 8 games. The Bill and Ted is delisted everywhere. Marvel's Adventures, Super Bomberman R Online, just ridiculous, dude. But I'm always talking about this kind of stuff. I love physical media, as long as it's not like some live service bullshit. Mostly the Nintendo Switch, I love physical media because most of those games, like, playable, just boom, pop the card in, you could play it. Whereas, Xbox and PS5, install the disc, download a bunch of shit. Takes like freaking 2 hours before you can actually play the game that you just came home with. Fucking ridiculous, man. But there you go, guys. Let me know what you think. Ninja Turtles, delisted in Japan. Sorry, Japan. And screw you guys who just kind of brushed it off after you found out it wasn't happening anywhere else. Doesn't matter where it happens. It's bad. Okay? Bye.